Welcome back. Chilling with the Spirits, we have Pear Chum OG. I am JD. We all have our nice engraved glasses.
We do. Thanks to Mr. Parajum himself.
What the fuck was that?
There's a nap. You know, it's Halloween, October-ish. We're talking about things. This episode, we're going to talk about top 5 with some honorable mentions of places that we'd like to go.
Did we already drink?
No, we have not. Oh, so cheers, everybody. Oh, geez, like really thirsty.
God damn, it's still strong.
We're going to do top 5 with some honorable mentions of paranormal or just places that we'd like to get, locations that we'd like to go. One for me that I've been close to, and then I looked up at how far it was to get to, is Ape Canyon up by Mount St. Helens. This is one of the earlier documentations of ape men. That's why it's called Ape Canyon. From I believe it was 1930. Either 1930 or 1924. These miners were up there, and they were mining for, I believe, silver, and they put together this makeshift cabin. They got attacked by what they said was between 4 or 5, 7 to 8 foot tall, hairy men that were throwing rocks. They're doing whooping and all this chattering,
yeah.
And they managed to keep them out of the hut, and then when morning came, they left. And the hut actually got lost for a while. There was an expedition that found it, refound it again, but when Mount St. Helens blew up in 89 or 85, 89, it wiped that area out. It's now grown back, but that's not too far from Vancouver, Washington, Portland, Oregon. It's about 2 hours drive, but it's to get to where they think the cabin was, it's like a 2.5 hour hike up.
Yeah, I just looked it up. It's pretty dense.
Yeah, I looked at it and I'm like, oh, holy cow! Because I thought people have talked about it. Like, it's a very historic area. Some conspiracy theories on that one about that when Mount St. Helens blew up, that the government actually took bodies out of there.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
But
that's supposedly sightings of helicopters.
Yep, taking bodies
off, hanging from a line.
And then shout out to Boring, Oregon. They have one of the best, for not even just for $8, one of the best Bigfoot in North America museums. TikTok has some information on it. I did it. Actually, I just had a high school friend of mine who was just in the area. They found it too. But yeah, that's a kind of a mecca area.
So it wasn't really boring.
No, I was not bored in Boring, Oregon.
I heard Oregon was just absolutely beautiful and
breathtaking. So yeah, there's so much to do up in there. Yeah. But that's one place, my number 5 that I'd like to go to.
That's a good one.
Okay. That is a good one. And we can't talk about the top 5 that we've already been to.
Nope.
Yeah, okay, top 5.
Because I have one that I didn't want you hitting. So
we'll put those on honorable mentions. Is the ones that you've been to, but you definitely want to go back.
Okay. Yeah. I like this. I'm going to say the Appalachian Mountains.
All of them?
That's a lot. Yeah. Every one of them in West Virginia.
You want to hear the list
all of them.
Your name, don't you?
Just all the activity there was for so many different things, for some different reasons. Obviously, I'm into cryptids real big time, but there's a lot more to it. So
you're not out there for the.
Yeah, I like the small cryptids.
So that's
what's about.
12 inches tall. All I'm thinking is
You're like. That was an Appalachian.
Oh, I believe that was in Arkansas. I don't think that was West Virginia.
Was that not the Appalachians? I'm horrible with
geography.
No, it's actually in Georgia.
It was the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah, they don't quite reach that far.
Just fish your elections out there. Go ahead.
Your number 5.
My number 5 is not very well known. It's in the Sahara Desert. It's called the Richat structure. The giant circular structure. Out in, it's like 40 miles or something like that wide. I would love to go out there and see what's out there. See,
Theory is
It's
that
cool.
it's actually Atlantis.
yeah.
There's some interesting theories on that because of the way everything is. But I would love to. But like I've people that have gone there and they're talking about it like, oh my god. It takes a lot to get there.
It does, yeah. But and it's interesting, like you said, because it's almost if you look at the descriptions and drawings of what people describe as Atlantis, it's almost an exact replication.
Well, and there's salt deposits, so they know at one point in time
It's
there
on
was
water.
salt water was in the area. One of the theories is it got wiped out in the big flood, which was about 12 to 13,000 years ago. But it's not Graham Hancock. Who's the other one? There's another guy talks about stuff, but he kind of mentioned that he doesn't think it's Atlantis, but he thought there might have been something there. But the fact that the wave that he goes and looks at all the area, and he's the one that brought up the salt and that, so he's like there had to have been salt water in the area, but he's like he believes it got wiped out, like literally
Like flash flood.
flash flood, and
Yeah.
he's like the problem with that, if that's truly what happened, that will leave hardly any evidence of anybody being there because it literally just took the whole top layer of everything off. It was,
So that's my number 5.
Oh, I like it.
so my number 4 is a Penn State Penitentiary. Have not been there.
You mean Eastern State?
Eastern State. Yeah, Eastern State. And honestly, I would almost put that one up to number 1, but I didn't want one of you fuckers to take it.
I've already been there, so
I know.
yeah.
It has some of the most compelling evidence is caught on all the major ghost networks, you know. I'm not going to mention names, but yeah, I think that's one that I like to go to.
No, that's solid. And I haven't been there as well. I know you have.
Yeah, I just did the tour during the day.
Yeah.
When I was there.
Well, didn't your team do an investigation? Your whole team?
No.
Well, I think-
Well, so that doesn't count then. If you didn't investigate it, well,
But I've been there.
you've been there, yeah. They kind of gets in that gray area.
So how can I top
That's
5
fair.
want to go to?
That's
I've
true.
already been there.
Well, I mean, the top 5 to investigate and top 5 to go there.
Yeah, I can see your
That's kind of a little gray area. OG,
Um,
you're number 4.
Transylvania.
the whole
Actual
country.
The
Dracula,
Romania area,
the
Dracula.
castle.
Yeah, Bran Castle. Bran Castle, B-R-A-N.
That is
Castle.
gorgeous.
Is that what it's actually called?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian.
Not after the Arthur Bram Stoker.
Okay, that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, you're thinking Bram Stoker, but
Yeah.
no, it's Bran Castle. Where he might not been there. They say he was there. So
Is it just me that seems kind of weird?
well, I don't know if it's weird, but it is what it is.
Well, because he spelled it was B-R-A-N,
Uh-huh.
and it was B-R-A-U-M.
Yeah.
Right, it's Bram. B-R-A-N.
It just
Castle.
makes me think of Juan and Yu's houses growing up. Not the same thing, but it was the same fucking thing.
Right. There's actually 3 young men from Kansas City area that they have a podcast, and not that I'm trying to promote them, but they're on
Hey.
YouTube. They just went there and did an investigation through them. And there are like 3 younger guys of
I
us.
didn't realize they were from Kansas City.
Yeah.
Let's get them on
A
the
lot
podcast.
of fun. I caught it because someone said,
Yeah.
"Who knew 3 guys from Kansas would be doing this?" You know, and they're just teenagers, and then they're doing like Hell Week, I think it is.
Yeah.
Hell Week or Hell Month, and anyway.
Would they be interested in going on?
I don't know. I saw.
We don't personally know them.
Yeah, I saw them on YouTube.
I don't know who they are.
And
so.
actually, I kind of like the kids, man. One of them reminds me a lot of me at that age.
Reach out to them.
You
dude.
know, well, maybe we should. So anyway, but yeah, I'm very envious of those 3 guys.
Yeah, to be able to go there.
Yeah, you guys are like 18, 19 years old. How in the hell are you going to Transylvania? How are you able to afford that? But yeah, good for them, man.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say, and that could easily be my number 1.
Yeah,
Easily.
but you don't want somebody to snag
No.
I get it.
I knew that was coming, right?
So yeah. Okay, Bear Chum, what's your number 4?
Chum.
Did we already do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Hi.
You did the penitentiary.
That's right. My number 2 is somewhere what no one is ever going to get to, but I want to go there. Skinwalker Ranch.
I have been roughly 3.5 hours away from there and been full later.
But I want to go on the property.
No, that's literally 3.5 hours away. I was doing a job in the area and we found out about it, but we never had it. We ended up working too late, so we could never get down there because they do tours now. So I've been near it. Yeah, they do tours. Since the TV show and all that, you can pull up a little bit.
There you go.
No,
I
that
don't
was
want you to pull
definitely
the stuff off the wall.
that is definitely a good number 4.
Yeah, that's could easily be a number 1.
No, easily, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I've got some even better ones.
Okay. All right.
So my number 3 that I would like to go to and haven't. My number 3 would probably be Salem, Massachusetts.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Been near it. Did Boston and didn't fully understand that it was just like an hour.
Just
away.
a train ride away.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Boston.
Boston.
He said it like,
No, like he's from Boston.
yeah. That's awesome.
And wicked smart.
Speaking of which, they're gonna do a Cheers reunion with Woody Harrelson.
No shit.
Yeah, they're talking about like doing like a 5
The
episode.
mom's dead.
Yeah. They're talking about, well, they're going to try to bring everybody. Anyway, but yeah, Salem, Massachusetts, we talked about it in one of our episodes.
We did.
I would like to go, that's one I would like to see if we could even investigate,
Yeah.
if pick anything up.
Or find the original
Well,
tree.
I would love to. Yeah, I'd love to go to where they did
Yeah.
find the tree where the people were hung, which we talked about on another podcast not too long ago.
Yeah.
And go investigate that because you don't think there's any. In your
Yeah.
mind, you're thinking there should be nothing there because there's no evidence to test.
Yeah.
I don't think people know because they just freaking found it and they're not researching. So
Yeah, because things could have been happening that no one's
that
no
nobody
one
knew. Yeah, absolutely.
associated or
So-
like, it's just shit that's happening.
I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just would love us to go.
I agree.
So, OG, what's your number? So, your number 3?
And number 3, you got me hooked on Salem, so I'm gonna throw because you've already been out there and I don't want this bastard still. I'm gonna say Gettysburg.
Yeah, that's not on my list. So, yeah.
Went on your list? Oh my
It
gosh.
should be.
No, I knew because you guys were going to talk about it.
Yeah,
so.
just
It is on my list, but
just the film that people forgot.
Dude,
It's just
I have been there
amazing.
twice, and I want to go back multiple times.
Yeah.
And
Just even for the historical.
just for the historical, I have not caught anything. I did a paranormal tour. You're just walking around and they're talking about the stories and all that, but the history, there's just so much there that yeah, I'd love to be able to get permission to do after night investigations and all that, but just to hang out there is pretty neat.
yeah, and shout out to the Kling brothers, Brad and Barry. Still my favorite paranormal show of all time, Ghost Lab. But
Yeah, their heavy evidence that they had, the film footage
it's
during
some of the
daylight.
best paranormal evidence I've ever seen.
So, Parachum, what's your number 3?
Poveglia, Italy.
Is there like the bubonic plague?
So yeah, so
I really thought he was gonna say the Vatican.
Yeah,
I really did because I
That
know
would
the
be,
Vatican.
yeah.
The Vatican.
well, that might be happening sometime in the near future because they've had predictions and prophecies that this is going to be the last pope ever. But no, Poveglia, Italy is a little island off of just like maybe a mile or 2 off the coast of Italy that where they would take people that had the plague over
And drop 'em off.
and drop them off.
Yeah, the guys with the long mask stuff with
Yeah.
the herbs
Yeah.
and hay to
Yep.
keep the.
But it's supposed to be one of the most haunted places in the world. I would love to go check it out.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that. So, now we're on my number 2. My number 2, I know the 3 of us haven't been there. I want to go to Bray Road, where the beast is. It's gotten a lot of information from Expedition X. Not too far from here. Eventually, hopefully we'll make it up there. But that's a place I would like to go for just the encounter to see if you possibly, because there's been enough people since I think it was the 1930s they've been seeing something up in that area.
Reported.
Reported. I mean, it may even go further than that. So, OG, what's your number 2?
Wow. Well, you took Bray Road from me.
Who does number 2 work for?
Who did number 2 work for? All right. Here we go. I'm stumbling again.
At least you're not standing.
You still know what?
Standing.
That's true. No, I'm trying to think of a good location I haven't been to. I was really hoping to see Bray Road. You dick punched me. You really did.
Have you been to Fouke, Arkansas?
No. But you talking about the howlers?
No, that's Boggy
The
Creek.
howler.
No, that's Boggy
No,
Creek.
that'd be fantastic, right?
That's a 9-hour drive from here.
Yeah. Kansas City, 9 hours from everywhere.
Pretty much.
No, literally, 9 hours from everywhere.
Have you been to the Whaley House in San Diego?
Yeah, I've heard that's
Been there, yeah.
I've seen video and everything else of it. I appreciate what you're doing. You're trying to get me to think of something to kick out. I'm gonna say I have to say Japan's haunted forest.
Motherfucker.
Oh,
You motherfucker.
he just took a hit.
People go there to die.
Lottie dottie, my mouth is potty. Bleepity bloop bloop blop bleep. I don't know. What do you know?
Akigara. Yeah, I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. Akigahara. Jakai. Anyway, would love to by Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
Would love to go there.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'll put that up right next to the Romanian forest that a certain expedition group went out there and did. That they found the reason it was so haunted because there was actually a bunch of tombstones underneath the ground they didn't aware of, where that cameraman just got ripped from his sitting position. I think that'd be absolutely amazing as well.
Yeah.
Why I'm in Transylvania. Yes.
To your honorable mention, you can throw a couple of them out too. I mean, that's not that way because your number one is going to be your number one. So.
Yeah, well, my number two, which would have been an honorable mention, right, was going to be the Suicide Forest. But I would have to say the Winchester Mystery House.
Yeah. That's solid.
Yeah, just the whole story.
That place makes me nauseous. If you ever watch, just looking at going down the hallways, just makes me nauseated.
It's supposed to.
But it absolutely does that to me.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Yeah. Well, it does. I mean, it achieved its greatness just on TV.
Yeah. So yeah, I find the story intriguing, the actual house design intriguing. Just yeah.
So my first honorable mention, which should have probably made my list, but I thought one of you guys would have said it. Sleepy Hollow.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just realized I'm doing all American ones because there's a bunch of overseas stuff that would be definitely like the Suicide Forest and Castle would be amazing. But yeah, Sleepy Hollow because I'd like to go find the tree where he's hung, where the Benedict Arnold's co-conspirator was hung. That starts off that and just that whole area. I don't. Yeah, I probably investigate it. I think it's more of just the history of it.
Yeah, it makes it just gives it a whole other level though. When there's actual history right there, so it's more significant. I'm with you. And if we're doing honorable mention, is there places we've been to before, right?
Yeah, you can if you've already been there, but you want to go back.
Okay, so there's two of them. So I'll just tell you one of them and come back to the other one. But Edinburgh Castle.
That'd be one to go visit.
Never realized it was haunted until I started seeing all these TikTok videos and stuff on it, and I'm like, you know what? Because I've been into the caves underground, and I with the Arthur I was talking to him about they had underground bars and brothels, and they go, what was it bad? I'm like, it was pitch dark. I was not terrified whatsoever, but it smelled like urine like no tomorrow. And I'm like, well, how's that even possible? I'm like, well, it's the most foulest smelling city I've ever smelled in my life. Twice a day, they had a whistle blown where everybody took their buckets and emptied their waste out on the streets. That would go down the curves and the sidewalks. And it just, talking hundreds of years of that just absorbing down into the ground, right?
So is that where they came up with the term "shit always runs downhill"?
Well, you're probably right.
No, I'm being serious. Yeah.
But they also had so many
many
hangings in the area. One by one, all the people were hung, and the castle is supposed to be haunted. And they go, "What was it? The guy on TikTok was asking me, was it creepy?" I'm like, no, nothing. It was in the middle of the day. There's a lot of people, but when I stopped to think about it, yeah, there was that air of But I don't know if it's because you're in stone hallways, stone rooms, stone floors, stale. But yeah. Edinburgh.
Good pool. All right, so my second honorable mention.
This is it.
So this is.
We'll do three. No, we'll do three on. I think everybody's got probably easy three.
Yeah. My second honorable mention. I don't believe it's ever been proven to exist, but the stories that I hear, and I listened to a podcast episode. I want to say it was on Coast to Coast back in the day, of the guy that actually owned the property doing experimentations with it, is I would like to go try to find Mel's Hole.
Oh, no, they know where the hole's there.
I don't think they've ever...
They've never gone down all the way down. They don't know how.
But they actually know where it's at? Because I've tried to look it up and...
Yeah, we'll have to go Google that. I believe they know where the hole is.
I think that whole thing's fascinating.
So it's this hole that's just appeared in this guy's backyard.
Perfect hole.
Perfect hole. And he decided to start chucking stuff in it, try to measure it. He couldn't get
He
anything.
even tried to lower cows in.
Yeah, he's tried everything.
How big of a hole is it?
I think it was like 20 feet. Or
Yeah,
something.
it's a pretty large hole.
Pretty
but,
large.
Like, it's massive in the.
And where's this at?
I can't remember what state's it in.
Like Utah or something?
Or Oregon or
But
Washington.
we'll have to look it up. But yeah,
Well,
it's,
they actually made a recent TV show based on that concept, and I can't remember who was in it, but this rancher finds this giant perfect hole out in the middle of his fields, and all this strange stuff starts happening. There's a big actor.
Is that Boundaries with what's his face? The guy that was in
you might be right.
the child show, the little kids with the pirates and all that kind of stuff. He played Thanos.
Brolin, yeah, that's the show.
Yeah,
I'm
I
talking
seen
about.
it.
Yeah.
I seen
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
That's based on.
I had no
So
idea.
you went
But
with
I
Thanos
just said search.
and not the Goon.
Outer Limits is what it's called.
Outer Limits.
Outer
Yeah.
Limits, yeah.
No, Outer Limits was a show.
I'm pretty sure it's Outer Limits.
He'll look
Keep
it
talking
up.
about. Let me look
So
this up.
my number 2 honorable mention is going to be Stonehenge. That was, I got to go there. Would like to investigate. I don't know if there's any activity, but that's one I'd like to investigate for scientific reasons because I thought it was so funny. I ended up going during the middle of COVID, so you couldn't take the bus unless you're sick. So it's like a 1.5 mile walk from the visiting center all the way out, and then 1.5 miles back. And they got it blocked off, so you can't get near the stones. But it just boggles my mind that because they're tongue and groove. There's a pivot, and then the stone sits on it. That's why they don't move as much. And they've done restorations and all that stuff. But these stone slabs are between 10 to 20 tons a piece, and they managed to get them upright and set the stones around. And the original configuration was concentric circles, similar to Atlantis.
Yeah.
But as you're coming back, they have this village set up, and they're talking about these were the people we think built Stonehenge, and they're in mud huts. I'm like, what? You're telling me the people that could move 20 tons of stone and set them upright and then put bridges across of it could only use wood and mud to make a house?
Well, was it temporary housing for them though, Jeremy? JD? Because
No, they're like that.
wasn't that a place where there's
It was a holy site, is what they believe. They think it is.
I just
Now,
wonder if it was a temporary place for like slaves or permanent.
I think what it
workers.
was, well, because there's a ridge that goes all the way around it that's like a 1/2 mile out, and and then there used to be a hedgerow around it.
with poles standing up by the way too.
Yeah, well, so when you don't realize it, but when you're near anything coming over that ridge, you can see somebody 1/2 mile out. Like unless it's pitch black out. I was very surprised that you can see everything, and I think that village was just people, admiring the stones. They thought it was a holy site, so that's why they were there. I mean, there's actually a wooden henge that not too far from there was the same thing, but even bigger with wood. But the stones, though.
Yeah, and that brings up my favorite theory on the whole thing was that they were teleportation portals to other places, other hinges in the world that you could just instantly transport yourself because they found one of the Great Lakes at the bottom. There's one in there's several in Europe, but I think there's one in like Asia or something.
But to me, it didn't feel like I was expecting to be there, and is it about 10,000 years old or something like that? It just didn't go speaking.
Demons be gone!
But it didn't feel like seeing the technology.
It didn't feel good, yeah.
It didn't look like it.
So
It dripped out really well.
Yeah. OG, what's your second honorable?
Would probably have to be the Stanley Hotel.
Yeah.
I had a blast there. I got to be with some
Amazing people.
amazing people and saw and
Mr. G.
did some amazing stuff and hung out with my bro, Mr. Spirit of St. Louis himself, Wandy, something like that. And yeah, it was a great time.
All 4 sentences.
All right, so we're finally on to.
Yeah. Well,
Look.
one more. Do you have any more honorable mentions? Or are you ready
Oh, I
to
could
hit
pull some more out of my ass. Yeah.
Well, you just did pull something.
it? That was a haunted location if I ever heard one.
No,
Yeah, I can pull another one out.
Death really does think.
One
One last honorable mention, somewhere that I will physically never be able to go, is the Dyatlov Pass. That whole story.
That is a good spot.
Just
You can go there. It just
my fat ass
Yes, is not gonna
is
spot
not
it.
going to get there. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it sounds like we have a challenge.
the other parts. It's in Russia, Siberia.
Yeah. That's
That's the
that's the big one.
Okay, well, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. All right, cool.
my number.
Mr. JD.
Yeah, Mr. JD. My number one honorable mention. But I actually haven't been there. Is where the Patterson Gimli film was taken.
Where's that at?
That's in Northern California. I've been near the area, just not.
Wouldn't that be
there.
great, though?
It would be.
Just the.
And that's one's not investigation. That is just because it's a piece of history
Yeah.
that kind of radiates. Because I mean,
freaking love it.
yeah,
Love it.
because I've been to the Whaley House multiple times. Highly recommend it. But that one,
It's a good pick.
Mine's gonna be McIntyre Villa, out of Atchison, Kansas. And I know you said you've been to more haunted locations,
more haunted places.
more
Active.
active, I should say.
Okay. Yeah, see, I've been to many more haunted places.
Yeah.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
Hey, stop drinking. Drink more Sprite. The lady that owns it, she beat me to buying it, and God bless her, she's done a great job with the location.
She beat you up for it?
Well, I was trying to buy it.
Oh, she beat you out for it.
Yeah, she
No,
she
beat
got
you for
to it. She had her stuff ready to roll before I did.
I just see her going, man!
Bam.
And she's an amazing hostess. We got to investigate with her.
Sweetheart.
Had never disappointed.
That is a fair
I mean, everything happened.
Yeah.
I mean, from seeing apparitions to big black masses to EVPs that were crazy, and the what we blinded ourselves and listened to, the experiment we did.
The Estes method.
Yeah, and or he called her a whore and stuff like that, and had a flashlight thrown at me. It was.
Yeah, it's a.
And I've been there twice, and I would go once a week. I don't think it's a malicious haunting, even though a certain brother thinks it's dynamic. It's not.
Yeah. I'm not going to go into that, but yeah.
So anyway,
That's a good
so
one.
yeah,
Good one.
I like that place.
What's your number one honorable mention?
All right, on to the
Harrison?
big boy.
My big boy.
My number one all-time place that I want to visit before I die. I don't care if it's I go to it and die while I'm there. At least I
Disneyland.
Oh, if he says my bedroom, I'm gonna fuck him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna punch him right in the face.
I was gonna say Diddy's house, but
Oh, yeah,
I can go there.
I don't think it was fun.
I've never been there.
The catacombs under Paris.
Oh, yeah, solid.
Yeah.
A friend of mine did it. Scott Manser.
That would
Loved
be
it.
pretty neat, yeah.
Son of a bitch.
There's a place in Italy when we were talking that
Yeah.
we went to. It's where they buried the Christians because the Christians' bodies would have been slaughtered and split all over the place.
Really?
So they had a place where it's at a monastery, and it's 5 levels down, so over 50 feet deep, and there's just skeletons in the walls buried.
Oh yeah, the church. No, the one I'm thinking of.
It's in a
is
monastery.
Poland
Yeah,
or
but it's a
something.
whole network.
Yeah, and it's huge. All underground.
Crowd has one like
Yeah, the church I'm thinking of is the entire thing's made of bone.
bones.
Yeah.
That's
this is
by
just
Prague.
dead. This is dead
You know what I'm
Christians
talking about, right?
that the Romans would have just decimated. They found their bodies, so there was a hidden place where they dug hole. They hung, dug it, hand dug it, and anyway.
Yeah,
so
it just fascinates me because I should have mentioned this during our last podcast about top 5 horror movies, but As Above, So Below is a found footage film where they go into the catacombs of Paris to try to find the
I
philosopher's
think I've seen that. Yeah.
stone.
I'll be honest, we probably can do another top 5
Oh yeah.
after we talked about it.
Okay, what's your number one on that?
So my number one that I'd like to go and investigate, but probably will never happen because it's so far away, and I hang out with the wrong type of people, is the Sally House match. So.
Like I knew he was gonna say that.
You're not talking to the wrong person. I'll go.
There's some guys on TikTok that investigated it last week, and they seemed like they had a decent time. So I'm kind of changing my view.
Open to it,
I did watch them. It did not.
Even if we went, would you be willing to run command center in the lawn?
Well, I already told him I would do that. That was
I'm
my
giving
thing.
a hard time.
I'll,
He doesn't want to go in.
I'll be in the van.
So
I will be home base.
The logistics of that's roughly 2 hours away from where we're at.
So it's gonna be done really.
We can get the problem that we're gonna have is actually trying to figure out when to do it because they book up very fast.
And it's very expensive.
Yeah,
It's
and
not that expensive.
and how much tissue Dave's gonna need from not only crapping myself, from crying from fear.
It's probably, I mean, for me, it showed up on the Sightings TV show back in the early, late 80s, early 90s, and they got documented paranormal activity.
Horrifying.
Horrifying, yeah.
Absolutely horrifying.
They didn't, so that was pretty neat. And
Yeah,
then,
no CGI there, people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and also recently there's quite a few YouTubers, not even paranormal YouTubers, have gone because they're like, oh, this is a place, and they picked up paranormal activity. Now, other people have gone, people have stayed there, nothing, after the family moved out.
Well, since we're talking about number one, if you don't mind, I'm going to ask you. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I know we're not a script. Why? Because I've known you for 10 years. Why are you so enthralled about this? What is a draw for you? What is it? Because what you saw on TV, you think like you just is it something you want to?
I think it's that bucket list of places that I would say, yes, I've been to the Sally House. Yes, I investigated it. This is what I found. Hey, maybe it's all fake. Maybe I don't get any activity. That's one of those, Mount Everest things that like, if you're in the paranormal and you are in ghost hunting and have not gone and did the Sally House, to me, that is a faux pas. You are missing out. Because like you said, maybe it's all fake. But that is like one of the pinnacles of places, and it's 2 hours away from us.
Yeah, it's just like the old like you're given a box or told not to look into it, or there's a room that's closed and you're like, don't go into the room. I want to know what's in it.
Well, then I'll be honest. Sightings was like the first TV show I ever saw that even covered paranormal like that, and I was like, holy cow! Like the scratching, the bib getting melted off, the flour getting wilted. And like I said, it may have been something, microwaves. Who knows? But it's to me, it's like on the Mount Rushmore.
That's almost more terrifying to me than demons.
It is
Getting microwaved to death.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
I'm just saying.
No. Yeah. I'm with you.
OG, what's your number one?
Waverly Hills.
That is an excellent choice. Waverly Hills.
Not too far away, is it?
I would love to do it. I would love to fund it. I would love for us to go.
I'm down in a heartbeat. It's only like 8 hours away.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So it's just
9 probably, because we're in Kansas City.
Got the vehicle for it now, guys.
Yeah.
I just yeah.
And who knows? Maybe this will be your bucket list of items, places to go. So that is our top 5 of paranormal or just places that we'd like to go with honorable mentions. Probably do another one at some other time because I think there's other locations we haven't mentioned.
As long as we don't repeat the same damn thing, we might have to watch this episode and make sure we mark those off.
That's true.
You said that last time.
And I just want to say, anybody that's watching, all 5 of you guys,
Shout out to Brussels.
Face bomb.
if you have any interesting or haunted places that people don't know about mainstreamly
And don't say my bed.
around your area or whatnot, let us know, because even if we don't go, I still like worrying about that stuff. So
It doesn't even have to be haunting. It could be, it could be dogmen, could be
Historical.
swamp apes, could be whatever stories. Like Momo.
There is an amazing battleground in Springfield.
aliens.
That decided that Missouri was going to be a Confederate or not.
I didn't even mention was it Eldred's Hotel. in Lawrence.
Yeah.
Supposedly haunted. Been
So
there a couple times.
I would love to go there. And
Yeah.
my son's actually being a history
Yeah, no, battle
teacher.
tours are always.
He's a member of the Historic Society Younger or something like that.
So be sure to go click and like and subscribe to our video and our channel.
And,
Um,
and by the way, my car dealer guy today bought a new truck from him and his buddy are subscribing today.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
appreciate it. Find us on TikTok,
Yeah, you can find us on TikTok,
Patreon.
Patreon.
You can only find Larry on OnlyFans.
It's only Larry though. It's not called only Larry.
Yeah.
It might be. It could be
Only Parachump.
Oh, yeah. Only lonely Parachump.
Only lonely.
Chum fans.
Only the lonely.
You can also check out the audio version of our podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and RSS.
Which actually some of that comes off really well because you don't have to look at us.
Yeah.
Sometimes that helps.
And it could help with the female watchers. I'm just saying. You guys don't have to look at this. So, yeah,
Again,
man.
shout out to Brussels, Germany. All 5 of you. Appreciate you
Yeah,
downloading
you guys rock, man. Thank you so much.
So yeah, until next time, make sure you drink your whiskey
And be safe.
and be safe. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Bye.